Yes, Karthik, yes.
For some reason, I'm not able to see myself. I'm able to see that. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Can we have the focus on everybody here?
It's already the camera.
We are all visible there? Yeah. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for joining. I want to welcome all of our esteemed dignitaries and guests. And I would like to start off by, first of all, thanking the IIIT Sricity registrar. I believe that Colonel Uma Shankar has also joined us. Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, hello, sir. Hello, Professor Uma Shankar, Colonel Uma Shankar, respected registrar, and Dr. Mallikarjun, Dr. Divya Brahman, and other esteemed faculty members of IIIT Sricity. Hello, Dr. Chakradhar.
Hello.
You're able to hear us fine?
Yes.
Using charge. Okay, fantastic. Dr. Chakradhar, do we have Professor Vilas from BITS Pilani, Dubai also joining us?
And only Dr. Shrikant is here. And,
oh, Dr. Shrikant is there? Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, great. And I see our other guests, all of you who have joined in person. There's also Harish, some iPhone waiting in the lounge. I'm not sure who that is, but you can just allow them. Okay. Can you please identify yourself, the person on the iPhone?
Dr. Sanath from Dubai Hospital.
Oh, hi, Dr. Sanath. So, Dr. Sanath is joining us from Dubai Hospitals. Okay, so I think we are good to get started. Thank you, everybody. This is Dr. Karthik Ramesh here. And I'm first of all very, very pleased to welcome all of you to our third edition of the IIIT Sricity Healthcare Hackathon. This time, of course, we have a different, I would say, version where we are actually launching this in an international mode. And we are very grateful to our international partner, BITS Pilani Dubai campus, Professor Vilas, Dr. Shrikant Chade, Dr. Chakradhar. Thank you for enabling this international version this year. And also our very warm greetings to the director, sir, who could not make it from BITS Pilani Dubai campus, Professor Soviet Banerjee. Your presence is greatly missed, but we greatly acknowledge the support we have received this year to kind of pivot this international hackathon to the next level. Now, having welcomed all the international and national universities, colleges, all of the institutes of eminence, the IITs, the IIITs, this is an event which we conduct every year. Typically, we have been doing this end of, I would say, the year around December. This is the first time we actually are starting, I would say, or having this event as a precursor to the next financial year, coinciding with, Abhisarga, which is a cultural festival, which our respected Registrar Colonel Uma Shankar is going to speak about. I also want to extend a very warm welcome and thank our presenting partners. We have, a galaxy of corporate leaders who are now seated there. I want to start off, first of all, I'll be failing in my duty if I don't welcome, Indian Institute of Science, Bakshi Parthi Hospital, Parthasarthi Hospital CEO, Dr. Uma Nambiar. Thank you, Dr. Uma, for hosting this event this year virtually in a hybrid mode from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And also welcome to Mr. Raghu Dharmarajan, who's the CEO of the AI Robotics Tech Park of IISc Bangalore. We also are very glad to welcome our various corporate partners, Dr. Vishwanath Hiremath Hospital, who are the presenting partners. Dr. Vishwanath Hiremath is currently held up in a procedure in Bangalore. He owns 6 hospitals and 3 clinics, and there are some critical cases. Your presence is again missed, but I'm happy to see his brother, Dr. C.S. Hiremath, who is the director of the Heart Valve Bank of Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Science and Research, and the chief cardiac surgeon of pediatrics there. Welcome, Dr. C.S. Hiremath. I hope you can hear us. Also, I would like to welcome Ms. Duri Shavar, who is joined us from Mversity. It's a leading online platform which upskills and provides employability to a very critical part of the medical fraternity, the nurses, the paramedics. It's a very disruptive model. Thank you to the CEO of Mversity, Mr. Vivek Sinha, and CTO Manish, who have ensured that this participation is happening today live through Ms. Duri. Thank you for joining us. Also, we are very happy to have support from a very important institute, which is called as the Yusuf Idayam Robotic Cardiac Surgery Center. Dr. Yusuf is one of the world's topmost robotic cardiac surgeons, cardiothoracic surgeons, and he's Asia Pacific's top 2 rated robotic cardiac surgeon proctor, which means he trains and enables, upskills thousands of aspiring surgeons to adopt robotic surgeries. He has the world record for doing the maximum number of robotic cardiac surgeries in Asia Pacific. Dr. Yusuf is, as we speak, in Coimbatore. He's training hundreds of surgeons, and his better half, Ms. Punita Yusuf, who is also the managing director of Yusuf Idayam Robotic Cardiac Surgery Center. She is also welcomed here. Dr. Yusuf is also the head of Department of Robotic Cardiac Surgery at Apollo Hospitals, and one of the most renowned doctors. So we, as you all see, we have a galaxy of academicians from Indian Institute of Science, Bakshi Parthasarathy Hospital, the Art Park, the IIIT Sricity, the professors who have been working tirelessly behind the scenes. The BITS Pilani Dubai campus, Professor Chakradhar, Professor Srikant, and Professor Vilas, and of course, respected director, sir. And doctors, and thank you very much, Dr. Sanat Kumar. Dr. Sanat Kumar represents Dubai Hospitals. Dubai Hospitals comes under the Dubai Health Authority, and he represents the office of Dr. Obaid Al Jassim, who is the UAE ruler's advisor on cardiac surgery, and also runs the Nabadat Fund. The Nabadat is a $1 billion charitable fund, which is provided for free of cost by UAE government to do mission camps of cardiac surgeries across the world. So many of these doctors who are present here, and also thanks to Mversity this year, we have expanded beyond our usual realm of restricting problem statements to medtech, AI, ML. These are, I would say, bordering on cliche in terms of the widespread adoption, especially of generative AI and artificial intelligence, quantum machine learning at scale. But this year we have tried to see where the rubber meets the road and how domain experts, and that's why you see this galaxy of doctors. I also forgot to mention Dr. Vishwanath Hiremath is the country's best maxillofacial surgeon and plastic surgeon, as well as dentist. He's one of the most highly awarded and accorded maxillofacial surgeon, who's also setting up a very huge presence in the United Arab Emirates. We're very happy to have him. I also see Mr. Naveen Laku. Welcome, Naveen. Naveen is a chief innovation coach at IIIT Today, and he is also mentor of change, of innovation, of transformation for many of us on this call, starting with myself, Dr. C.S. Hiremath, and he has converted several ideas, infused them with the reality of innovation to, materialize as inventions up to Silicon Valley. So Naveen, it's a huge honor. I know you're having to travel in Udupi where you're attending a startup event, but to even have your presence on this call is very, very motivating for all of the participants. Also, I have a very good friend of mine, Anand Kannan, in the room. Anand, hi. I did not forget you, saving the best for the last. Anand represents the International Federation for Inventors Association, Bharat, and he's also on the board of IFI Middle East. And Anand has been a partner in crime to many in converting their patents beyond inventions and innovations, beyond patents and innovations into inventions. It is the only registered body recognized by the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, and headquartered in Google, California, in the US, which grants inventor status, which means you get an Albert Einstein visa if you're certified or you are attested by Anand's organization in India. So for all of the innovators there, all of the amazing students who are coming up with some amazing ideas, here is a chance for you. We have from innovation coaches, we have people from the industry, we have people from the academia, we have people from the medical fraternity, we have people from nursing, you name it. And even the professors of BITS Pilani, I know I'm taking a bit of time so that I'm allowing people to join in also from across India and also other part of the world, especially UAE. I would be failing in my duty if I don't throw light also on the stellar profiles of our BITS Pilani Dubai campus. Professor Chakradhar is a PhD holder in mechanical engineering from the University of Houston. Dr. Srikant Chade is a very, very well-experienced veteran in the pharmaceutical space, and he has done his master's and PhD from BITS Pilani and been there close to 2 decades. Now he heads the Professor of Practice, division at BITS Dubai and leads a lot of consulting engagement. So, Srikant, it is a huge honor and pleasure to have you and your team. Of course, Professor Vilas, also Associate Professor from the Electrical Electronics Engineering Department. My warm greetings to also all the students, participants, startups, the professors, and all of the institutes across India and abroad who have joined this session. And I think I have, last but not the least, also having to welcome my own team. We have Charan, who is a Scrum Master for this hackathon, who is working closely with Harish. And Harish Vardhana is, CEO of Kalam Robotics, and he is building state-of-art defense applications for the country and also for international clientele, and working closely in the space of agri-tech. Harish has been partner in crime for this hackathon in the last 2 editions, and he's been a huge pillar of support. So I know I have now almost introduced everybody for 10 to 12 minutes. I will quickly, walk through the agenda for today. We will have an opening address by none other than Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, the global humanitarian leader leading the mission of global healthcare, nutrition, and free education across the world. So Sadhguru's presence is felt through his video, which I will shortly share. But more than that, we are extremely grateful to Sadhguru for coming the 2nd year. Last year, he inaugurated this hackathon in person in Mudanahalli, which houses the construction of the world's biggest charitable free hospital. Mudanahalli is 30 minutes from the airport of Bangalore, and it also has the world's only free rural medical college, and it has around 28 plus schools providing total free of cost education to students, especially targeting people who are below, the poverty line, the rural areas. Sadhguru's mission is social impact at scale for the needy, and he's tying the knots of bringing academia, the industry partners we have today, with a mission to drive social impact. Lastly, I just want to mention that some of these ideas which are going to come are basically going to drive us to innovating and partnering with these institutes of eminence, with the startup hubs across India, and also with Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. We're going to look at how in Mudanahalli and all of their hospitals, they have close to 17 hospitals, which Dr. C.S. Hiramat will talk to us about. So it's not just, for the participants, the message and inspiration which you will hear now from Sadhguru himself. Despite a very hectic travel schedule and Shivratri celebration, Sadhguru has passed on a beautiful message, and I will, without further ado, present my screen, and I will share Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai's message to all of you. We once again thank Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Science and Research for the collaboration the last 2 years. And Sadhguru, we offer our, prayerful and reverential, greetings to you as I present this video to all of you. Sorry, sound, should I separately share or will it come in the video? Harish? Okay, share sound.
Karthik, there is an option to add sound
Okay.
before sharing. Yes.
Let me minimize that. Okay, thank you. So let's listen to Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai's video. Please let me know, Harish, if it's visible. And
Namaste to everyone. I'm very happy to speak to all of you on this special occasion of International Hackathon on the healthcare technologies, which has been organized by IIIT Sricity, BITS Pilani Dubai, and the IISc Bakchi Parthasarathy Institute. I am representing an institute in rural India which has pioneered the cause of free healthcare and free healthcare education to the disadvantaged sections of the society. Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, based out of Satyasai Grama in Mudenhalli, Chikbalapur district of Karnataka, a stone's throw from Bengaluru International Airport on the northern side of the city, is here to participate in this hackathon to promote the cause of medical technologies, to promote the cause of AI in healthcare, digital twins, and so many more, which can revolutionize the way healthcare is delivered today. The biggest problem with healthcare delivery across the world, especially in the developing countries, is the availability, affordability, and accessibility of healthcare. As we all know, the number of medical professionals available in the rural areas is far lesser than what is available in the urban setup, for the reason that the rural India cannot afford the kind of healthcare that is available. And most of the people who come out of the rural India, they study in urban cities, they invest a lot of money in gaining a degree, and therefore it is imperative for them to stay back in the urban setup where they can earn the money at least to repair their debts which they have taken for education. And to change, this institute came about 2 years ago, and it has partnered since then with the hackathon and has been very successful in promoting this idea of healthcare technologies. The patient doctor ratio in rural India is sometimes more than 11,000 patients, there is only one physician, and that too a general physician. In some of the states which are very backward, this ratio could be 1 is to 35,000 or 40,000. It means for every 35 or 40,000 patients, there is only one general physician. Again, this is statistics. This may not be completely true, but then this gives us a fair picture of what's going on. So we have embarked upon this idea of providing healthcare at the rural doorsteps in the way that they can understand, they can access, they can afford, and the game changer would be technology. Today, from telemedicine to a digital twin to a co-pilot to various other AI large language learning models in artificial intelligence and machine learning have revolutionized the way things are being done. Quantum computing is on the anvil, and that's going to again change the way things are done. When so many exciting things are happening, I'm sure this hackathon will have something to contribute positively to this growth curve that the world is seeing now, especially in the field of technology for healthcare. This partnership between several like-minded institutions is a very welcome thing. I personally would like to congratulate some of the people who have been at the helm of affairs, especially Colonel Umashankar, Registrar IIIT Sricity, and his team of professors, Dr. Karthik Ramesh, organizing convener, and Bala MS, CEO, Stratinfinity, for their exceptional effort in organizing this landmark event. Also, special congratulations to our industry partners, without whom these innovations will remain within the labs, but they can give an opportunity for these innovations to become a common thing in the market and be useful to many, many more people. So UBM, UAE, University, and Yukon Capital, UAE, I thank them for their valuable support and commitment to fostering innovation. I was told that in 1899, the US Patents Office, it was Charles H. Duell who said, all that could be invented has already been invented. Imagine if he was true, but fortunately he was not. 125 years later, today as we sit at the cusp of healthcare technologies taking over the entire field of healthcare, we are here to innovate, to invent, and to make these inventions available to the common man. If these inventions are only for the rich and the privileged, then I don't think that would really bring any kind of equality or justice to the society. So we are here to contribute in whatever way we can. I'm told 190 teams have already registered for this competition within the 10 days of its opening, and the chapters which were done in 2022 and 23, which were at national level, are now to international competition for this year. I think this is the way to go. Everybody must come together. Collaboration is the way to solve the problems of the world. These problems are not unsolvable, but then when like-minded people come together with commitment towards the cause of democratizing healthcare for the marginalized and the poorest, that is when a big change can be seen. So once again, I want to congratulate the organizers. I want to wish the very best to all the collaboration. And finally, whatever comes out of it, we are ready to work together and support so that these innovations see the light of the day and they become transformational and revolutionary in the way healthcare is provided, healthcare is received, and even how healthcare education happens around the world. Thank you very much for having me here. Wish you all the very best and look forward to the outcomes of this hackathon. Namaste.
So that was Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, and we have two other guests. My apologies because we could not make out from the room here. First of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Evan Jose, who is the director of Manipal Institute of Technology, Bangalore, which comes under the Mahe Manipal Academy of Higher Education. Dr. Ivan Jose is the director of the engineering program at MIT Bangalore campus, and he completed his EC from Karnataka University, went on to do biomedical engineering from MIT Manipal and PhD from the reputed IIT Mumbai. And he has several accolades to his credit and is a member of several leading associations, boards, and also has published a lot of publications and patents. Thank you, Dr. Ivan, for joining us amidst your very busy schedule. We warmly welcome you. And also in the room here, I have with me the CEO of FlowAid MedTech. We're going to hear Shivam. So Shivam is basically one of the youngest CEOs, I think one of the IITs has ever produced, leading a medtech company in the space of cardiothoracic vascular surgery and working closely with some of the greatest legends of cardiothoracic vascular surgery. Thank you, Shivam, IIT Madras alumnus, for joining with us. And thank you for hosting us here in IIT Madras. So it's again a kind of amalgamation. I also see that we have Professor Glenn, who has joined us, Mr. from Khalifa University. So Glenn is again a very senior professor here in United Arab Emirates. And he drives a lot of, I would say, thought leadership in the space of public health. Thank you, Glenn, for joining. I will introduce you shortly before your talk. Now, without further ado, I would like to move to the first, keynote address we have after the opening address by Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai. We're once again grateful to you, Sadhguru, for having basically come to this event virtually and giving us that inspirational message and takeaways. I would now like to request Dr. Uma Nambiar, who is a very seasoned neurosurgeon. She wears multiple hats. She drives, digital transformation. She's the chairperson of India's Digital Health Association. She sits on the executive committee of, associations related to telemedicine. More importantly, she is currently the CEO of the Indian Institute of Science Bangalore-based Bakchi Parthasarathi Hospital, which is a multi-thousand crore funded hospital by the founders of Mindtree. And most recently, they received a huge grant from the Tata Group. Dr. Uma is also an inspiration and mentor to many of us. And I think I could lucky to count myself among her mentees, and she stands as a role model in driving a lot of digital transformation, especially in the healthcare space. And she sits on many of the committees in Indian Institute of Science, especially the Medical Foundation, works closely with Raghu, who will shortly follow her. Thank you, Dr. Uma, first of all, for hosting us here in IISc Medical Foundation building, the IDR building in IISc. Over to you, Dr. Uma, for the keynote address for this hackathon.
Thank you, Karthik. I hope I'm audible to everybody there.
I'm going to just put you on the spotlight. Yes, you're audible. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much. And it's an absolute pleasure to be part of this hackathon where we have Sricity IIIT and IIT Chennai and also MIT participating with us, along with Anand's organization and Veracity. See, this, as Madhusudhan Sai was rightly what he said, is the way forward is collaboration. And IIC has also embarked on the idea of setting up this medical school because we want to promote technology and innovation in India. This is a space where India has been, sort of found wanting because if you really look at healthcare space per se in healthcare delivery, India is, definitely counted amongst one of the best spaces in terms of the talent that we have, whether it's the nurses, the doctors, the technicians. In terms of technology alone, especially when it comes to the IT sector and the digital technology space, we are ranked very high globally. But when it comes to tech and healthcare, we are somehow not there. Pharma, again, we are extremely, we are the pharmacy of the world. So when you look at all these, I think the only missing gap is medtech and innovation. And if we can plug that gap, we will be globally one of the best players or ranked very high as a player globally in terms of providing healthcare across the globe at a very reasonable cost. I mean, we know that when we develop something in India, it will be at a very, very reasonable cost and we can really beat the rest of the world at it. Also, there is this entire impetus on Make in India. And we know that the government is focused on making, all the technologies, and that is across the sectors, not just in healthcare, everything, promoting everything that's made in India. So the onus of ensuring that health tech actually meets what the government's, I would say, aspirations are and needs of the societies like ours are. I mean, most of the world actually cannot afford the high cost technologies today. So just like we are the pharmacy of the world, can India afford or can India even aspire to become the provider of medtech for the rest of the world? And I think if we make the right moves and if we all come together, this is something that we can easily do. The hospital at IIC is, one of the centers we're looking at collaborating from rest of the country and the globe. And we have our own art park in IIC, which is, again, the collaborative space globally for AI and robotics. At MIT, which is, Manipal is one of the, it is the first private healthcare university of India, and it is one of the largest players in the healthcare in the private space. They are also, they've, set up, and what Ivan heads, I think you have large AI focused, digital technology focused setup that he set up. And in Bangalore, we are also close to each other that we want to really work together. And similarly, with the kind of use of technology and skill upgradation that Veracity have, we are so happy to really work together. And for the participants today in hackathon, what I want to say is that, okay, 190 is a great number. I think we do organize so many hackathons and I've been part of so many, and I don't see so many large numbers. I think Raghu is the only one who's privileged to see large numbers of participants in hackathons at IIC. I mean, we're crossing numbers, 200s and all that. So this is a good sign to see so many people participating. And I really look forward to great ideas coming forward. And as participants in this hackathon and also in future for anybody, we would be also places where we would like to support, mentor people who are ideating well and who are developing good technology. And there is a lot of scope to work together in all this. So really, I would really wish all the participants the best. And thank you for involving us, Karthik, in all this and all the other partners. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Uma, for that very short, sweet, and very inspirational message. And I know how passionate you're about Make in India, MedTech, and a lot of new developments which is happening in AI and other places. So I am supposed to give the mantle over to Mr. Raghu, but I have a request from one of our guests. And before Raghu actually goes on, I would like to invite Professor Glenn, who has to go for his class. So thank you, Glenn, for joining us, in between your class. I'm putting you on the spotlight for a quick elevator pitch about yourself and how you see Khalifa University. Nice to see that building behind you and the beautiful UAE flag. Thank you, Glenn. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik. Well, I just wanted to give some words of encouragement and congratulations to the organizers and sponsors of this hackathon. In particular, IIIT in Sricity, IISC, and BLR. Congratulations for this multi-location, multi-international, multi-country hackathon going on. So I'm based here in the UAE. I'm in the Department of Public Health at Khalifa University, which is in the College of Medicine and Health Sciences and in Abu Dhabi. And so we have so many connections to South Asia, and those of you who have visited the UAE will know that in many cases, literally, this country was built by those from South Asia. The ties are huge and strong. And so we're looking forward to collaborations between the Gulf countries and Indian universities and scholars. And I have a great regard for my colleagues and entrepreneurs in India because you're working on solving the problems of a huge country. And as it said, if you solve the problems of India, then you might just well enough solve the problems of the world. So the exciting thing is that you're about to get started on this hackathon. I say just do the best you can to the teams who have registered, and let's see what comes of it. You never know. Why not you? You could be the next person who solves a problem, becomes scalable, and becomes revolutionary in the lives of some people. So thank you very much, Dr. Karthik. And once again, congratulations to the organizers and host institutions. It's been an honor to address you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. It's always a pleasure to hear you. And thanks for that offer on collaboration. I know you're setting up a center for assisted devices in the Middle East with the Khalifa University. I'm sure with IIIT Sricity, BITS Pilani Dubai, IISc Bangalore, and the ongoing conversations we're having under the leadership of Dr. Umam, we will collaborate and we will take this to the next level. Thank you for joining, Dr. Glenn. And I'm sorry, I had to skip to Glenn. You can take leave, Glenn. I know your students are waiting for you. And now over to Raghu Rajan, who's basically also, I think, an alumnus of IIT Madras, where Raghu, it's only coincidental that we are sitting here in IIT Madras today. So super happy to have you with us. Great to see you again. And we are looking to see how we can collaborate, know more about the AI robotics tech park in IISc Bangalore. And thank you for taking time, Raghu, because I know we visited, Anand, myself, and Shivam here from Floyd. We visited Art Park Garage, and it is mind-blowing. The kind of work which is going on in Art Park is just, it cannot be said in this 5-10 minutes. But we're looking eagerly to hear from you, Raghu. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik. Just to confirm, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. First, thank you for having me here. It's always very uplifting to participate in a hackathon with so much energy. They present a very unique opportunity to both educate as well as to really ignite interest around important problems, right? So delighted to hear we have 190 teams. I'll share a couple of words about Art Park. Then I also would like to share some unsolicited advice to the hackathon participants. Art Park, very counterintuitively, stands for AI and Robotics Technology Park. we were created by Indian Institute of Science essentially as a bridge between the deep research ecosystem that IISc and India has and the numerous challenges that we have socially and economically. We are a pretty young organization, but we have essentially taken a very different approach from most of incubators that we have. We set up ourselves as what we call quote unquote innovation factory. So we actually start from the very early stage of sometimes proof of concept or sometimes even just an idea or a concept stage and building startups, right, and technologies all the way to the point they can actually get deployed. In this mode, we have so far supported around 15 startups, out of which 7 or 8 of them we have actually built from the ground up. In other words, there was no founders, right? We found the founders, we built the teams, we helped build the technologies and spun them out as companies. So essentially, we exist in this ecosystem as a partner who can really bring deep support for deep tech startups, right? And we end up supporting them over 2 to 3 years. We also have a fairly large AI for public health portfolio. It's an award-winning portfolio that spans across population scale, and disease and climate resilience. I mean, we just came out of shadow of COVID, so folks should remember what it was like if when a pandemic hits us. But there are many endemic diseases and increasing climate challenges that also pose health risks, from pathogens to heat waves. So we have a large portfolio there. We also, for example, Karnataka probably is the only state that actually currently has a daily outbreak prediction system down to sub-district levels. Right? So that's something that we built from scratch and deployed. We also have health screening and diagnostics and language LLM-based multimodal tools in native languages. We run some of India's largest speech data initiatives that currently span close to 200 districts. Because for us to be understood by AI, our mother tongues, the way we speak at home, should actually be understood. Otherwise, that's not digital inclusion. It's actually a new form of exclusion, right? So a couple of words of unsolicited advice. One is, first, wonderful that you all signed up to be a part of this hackathon, 190 teams, looking forward to see amazing things come out. Keep in mind, it's not necessarily the most technologically brilliant or novel things that often win. It's the things that actually work on the ground and have the ability to scale practically that often win these competitions, at least when I'm on jury, right? So keep that in mind. Second, a special request to the would-be winners. You have a special responsibility to take things forward. I hope it won't just be a tick in your resume that you won a hackathon, and that you would make a serious attempt to take it out into the real world, right? That said, remember this, of course, this will be just a first step. 99% of your journey, even if you're a winner of this hackathon, lies ahead of you. But you suddenly will have the privilege and the responsibility of seeing what you can do with the idea and the proof of concept that you come out of this hackathon. With that, thanks everyone. Good luck.
Thank you, Raghu. I think you touched upon a very important note of where rubber meets the road and converting some of these prototypes, minimum viable prototypes, and the kind of wireframes we get into reality. And I'm sure Art Park can be a great inspiration and collaborator to everybody. So I would now like to move to a very important person in this hackathon who has been part of the second edition onwards and a great pillar of support for us. None other than our very own Colonel Umashankar sir from Colonel T. Umashankar sir. He is basically the registrar for IIIT Sricity. And sir has been a very great inspiration from the start. Last year when we met, Harish and I will still very fondly remember. One thing is he has more than 3 decades of service, I think, as a veteran serving the country, serving Bharat. So, sir, we really salute you for that. And what is even more inspirational is you went on to do your master's in business administration from the Department of Management Studies. And you're continuing and you're almost concluding, I think, your PhD, continuing to never stop learning, which is a great message to all the young participants here that learning never stops. And sir has been, always available to us for the smallest detail, never saying no to our request, whether to host this event year after year. This is the third year. And sir will recall last year we hosted it with a partner corporate company on premise. This year we are including it, as sir will tell us, as part of the annual cultural festival. So, sir, with a lot of warmth, a lot of affection, and a great respect, we welcome you. And also we remember Mr. Bala, CEO of Strat Infinity, who was also the chairman of IIIT Sricity. Thank you to him also and all of the members. Over to you, Colonel T. Umashankar, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Karthik. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, esteemed guests and all those participants who are available online and also here at offline. Good evening to everybody. Firstly, Dr. Karthik, thank you very much again taking up this during my tenure here at IIIT Sricity, the second edition. I know overall it's a third edition of hackathon with the IIIT Sricity. Basically, we were conducting this hackathon, healthcare hackathon, usually in November, December so far. So we thought of it, why not to make it a more bigger stage, especially because healthcare hackathon has got its own importance. We need to have the technology where the advancement of technology is taking place in AI and IoT. So can we make it in a bigger stage? So the one thing is our fest Abhisarga. We thought it we will conduct during that time, but he gave a flip side to it and giving a further lift. He took it to an international level, wherein he collaborated with BITS Pilani Dubai campus as well. And thanks to BITS Pilani Dubai campus as well, in fact, they have got in very short time many participants into this hackathon. So that's a very encouraging sign. And I'm sure that this collaboration with BITS Pilani Dubai will not end here, and we'll be able to further collaborate in many other areas also, which we would like to have it further, sir. I think Dr. Chakradhar sir is there. Sir, we should further take it up, sir, not to limit it to the hackathon itself. So that is my first this one. So firstly, thanks to everybody that they are all taking part in this particular hackathon. Just wanted to say a few things about our Abhisarga. This Abhisarga, which meaning actually creativity. This time, magic and mystery, the theme which these people have chosen it, because the technology is a magic and also mist, and how this technology with that we can play it with AI, IoT, and all the other things and all, which they wanted to do it. So it is a 3-day technical fest where not only the technical things, our students have also incorporated in this culturals and also on the spot games, so that fun and frolic is also part of learning. So those who are here on behalf of entire IIIT faculty, staff, and student community, invite you all. You are all most welcome to join, sir, during this Tech Fest duration. If not also any other time, anybody wants to come, please do let us know. We'll be more than glad to host you. So that will be very happy. So the Abhisarga, which will be culminating on 2nd March, and as per Dr. Karthik, some of you are also coming. So we welcome you all and hope to see you here, meet here and all. Without wasting much time and all, now I would say that all the participants, good luck. Those who are winning, as it has been told, so they should have a social responsibility also, just not to limit this particular winning to your CVs, but take it further. As Sadhguru has said that now healthcare and technology cannot be different. They have to go hand in hand. They have to go in together. So this collaboration should further cement itself, so that a good healthcare is given to a common person, and also gets the equal kind of a healthcare, and he is not suffering because there is no healthcare properly to him. So with this, I hand over to Dr. Karthik. Thank you very much. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you. And
Jai
I'm
Hind.
sure. Thank you, Colonel T. Umashankar sir, for this wonderful words of inspiration and wisdom. I'm sure participants, students across the world, we can't hear you, we can't see you, but we can sense the enthusiasm, the anticipation. Out of the 190 teams, Harish can give a quick, recap before I go to Dr. Chakradhar. Harish, what is the process of shortlisting from here? Because students have been listening to a lot of inspirational speech, but they are more interested, I'm sure. What happens next, Harish?
Yes, Karthik and others. So,
Yes.
so for the second round, we'll be closely in touch with all of the participants. We'll be sharing them the guidelines, and additionally, we'll also be assisting them in day-to-day or minute-by-minute updates. That's why we have created this WhatsApp community so that it's much more ad hoc and to the point, so that the queries are addressed as soon as possible. And all further information will be shared in the FAQ sections as well as in the general sections. And that will also be having a leadership board where they can check their progress in real time and then wait for the final call. That's it.
Thank you, Harish. And we usually don't disclose the chief jury members, but I can assure our participants the shortlisting is being done by the most eminent professors in BITS Dubai, in IIIT Sricity, some of the other institutes of eminence. And we also have people from the industry. We have very unbiased people who are outside healthcare also, and thought leaders from some of the topmost organizations in the world, which will be disclosed on the final day in the conclusion report as to who was chairing the chief jury and the jury committee for shortlisting this. So Harish has enabled a WhatsApp community. I will request all of you to make full use of that. Now I move to the BITS Dubai campus. Let me spotlight my dear friend and colleagues from BITS Dubai, starting with Dr. Chakradhar, who recently joined, just 1 month old, I think, in BITS Pilani, Dubai. Dr. Chakradhar, as I said, is a very, very highly experienced and highly educated US. He was based in the US for a long time as an executive working in top-notch companies in the space of various industries, including mechanical engineering. As I said, he has a master's and he has a PhD from University of Houston. So we would love to hear from you directly, Dr. Chakradhar, about your journey quickly and how exciting it is to be part of this hackathon from the Dubai campus of BITS Pilani. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Karthik. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik, for this opportunity and for pulling us into this collaboration with IIIT Sricity and IISc Bangalore. I'm really enthused to see this kind of a collaboration because I think this is the kind of effort that moves the needle on innovation beyond institutional boundaries. I think all of us owe the nation to push our innovation index, which is still a very large number, and it should not be any more than 6 or 7 at most. In that spirit, I see this effort by IIIT Sricity, IISc, and this whole hackathon process to contribute in that innovation journey for the nation. Also, I'm really enthused to see the spiritual intention and the social good that we are trying to achieve. As all of you know, that when you look at the SDGs, after poverty, reducing poverty and reducing hunger, the next is health and well-being. And so we've done a pretty good job during the pandemic to make sure that the nation was fed. So the next big challenge, as His Holiness Sadhguru Madhusudanji was saying, is to get healthcare, affordable, accessible healthcare everywhere in the country, and especially the rural areas. And it's this kind of an effort that will make that possible. So I'm really excited to see what the teams will come up. Just briefly, all the advice coming from Raghu and all the other panelists were spot on. When you are working on your problems, you're thinking of it. And remember, Raghu was saying, you need to make it work. Thinking isn't enough, doing is required. So you have to demonstrate it. And when you're in a challenging situation, you're not able to figure out what to do or how to build it, think of those who will benefit. Those who don't have access, those who don't have money, those who have no understanding of how medicine works, but then they are recipients of healthcare and of probably your innovations that will come out of this hackathon and your other efforts. So when we did during COVID, we did about 40 global ideation challenges under the banner of Purpose Alliance. And my big learning in that was the multi-disciplinary approach. And we really have to build diverse teams. And I sincerely hope our teams have been diversely constituted. And also, I request them to constantly take inspiration from whatever is happening around in the world. Anything and everything should inspire them. Having said that, just a couple of words about BITS Pilani, Dubai, and this ecosystem here. The campus is now 25 years old in Dubai. It's one of the oldest campuses in UAE. And we've done pretty well. I was recently seeing a post by Ilya Strebev of Stanford assessing the number of unicorns coming out of India, and we are in the top 5 as well. So we've been in both in Dubai and in our campuses in India. We've been providing a lot of mentorship. We've been providing opportunities for investors to walk in, to talk to our students and our startups, and make sure that they're able to move the needle. I'm really excited to see some of the new startups here in really challenging domains. And one of them I managed to spotlight to Dr. Karthik when he came here, and he literally forgot about the hackathon for that brief moment. So let me welcome all the participants and wish them all the very best. As Raghu sir was saying, and as Colonel sir was saying, this is the start of your journey. Okay, and all the best. Like they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So all the very best in your efforts. And I thank everybody in the ecosystem who has supported, who sponsored this event. It's very important that you continue to do that. Thank you all. Good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Chakradev, for that very inspirational note. We're very, very excited again to have BITS partner. And as you rightly said, this is the beginning for us also to look at multiple facets of, collaboration. Thank you to Professor Shrikant Chade, who has been a pivotal support for all of us at BITS Pilani, Dubai, and Professor Vilas, who has worked tirelessly to ensure submissions from all across UAE. Professor Vilas, we are very happy to see you also, sir. And special regards once again to the director, Professor Sovir Banerjee. Please pass on our warmest regards to him. So without much ado, I have a lot of doctors waiting to, inspire the audience here and leave. And let me start with one of my, own personal inspiration and favorites in terms of the medical fraternity. A person who is been totally selfless in his entire career, sacrificing corporate jobs, lucrative careers in cardiothoracic vascular surgery, and spending time selflessly serving in the institutes, first with Satyasai Trust, and now he works with the Mudanali group in the Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Science and Research, which hosts India's very soon largest charitable hospital. So I have none other than Dr. C.S. Hiremath, who is also till recently 6 years the longest tenure of the secretaryship of the biggest association of cardiac thoracic vascular surgeons, the Indian Association of Cardiothoracic Surgeons. And sir is an inspiration to all the students here because he mentors, he trains, and he has conducted numerous conferences. Sir, on the scale of conferences you have conducted nationally, internationally, this is a very small dent we are trying to create in healthcare. But we look forward to hearing a little bit about the work in Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Science and Research and why you think this hackathon is relevant for all of us. Over to you, sir. Dr. C.S. Hiramath, you'll have to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Dr. C.S. Hiramath? I think we lost him. Is Dr. Hiramath there? Okay. So I know till we hear back from Dr. C.S. Hiramath, I don't think, am I audible to everybody? Harish, am I audible?
Yes, Karthik, you're loud and
Okay,
clear.
Dr.
Yes.
C.S. Hiramath is in the call or he's not in the call?
I'm checking. I think
Okay.
there seems to be some
I would
issues.
request, first of all, then if he's not on the call, I'll quickly move to another person who is heading the IIIT Bharat to share his inspirational words before he goes to the International Film Festival at Bangalore, which he's helping to co-manage. My dear friend Anand Kannan. Anand, over to you to tell the participants how they can basically benefit from this hackathon, and what is in for them if they patent and convert these to inventions. You'll have to unmute yourself here.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible. Yes, please.
Great. Good afternoon to all of you. I'm Anand Kannan. I represent the International Federation for Inventors Association, India chapter. Here in India, we work under the office of the PSA to the Government of India. And globally, we are present in about 100 plus countries. And other part of the introduction was already done by Dr. Karthik as to what we do. So primarily our job is basically to scale up inventions and innovations across the world. And we've been in existence for the last 56 years. And we host n number of innovation and invention shows across the world, barring India. And the hackathons are just like marathons, but with more caffeine and less running. And with this, all the team members who are working on this hackathon, a simple couple of things that IFIA as a body can work with you guys is once you come up with something, some idea which is really bringing in an impact, which is patentable, which is also a scalable option, we can help you go to any part of the world through our global offices. With our presence in about 100 plus countries and organizations like Google, where we have our second headquarters, uh, nothing is impossible at that level. So we can help you scale up your journey from what you guys developed in the hackathon. And I think like what Raghu had mentioned in the earlier part of the conversation, technology should be a tool on which you should really work upon, but also think of options where some simple solutions can also provide a lot of support. Like I'll just give you one example of as an IFI where we were hosting an open innovation problem in one of the areas of agriculture. Basically, in agriculture, what was happening was a lot of wild animals enter the farm, and when wild animals enter the farm, it's a problem. The farmers lose all their meat. So we were sitting with all the entomologists, we are sitting with animal experts, we are sitting with everybody and trying to find out what could be the best technology, what could be the best chemical, and what could be the best thing that could really do everything. And then comes an old man out of nowhere, walking down, finding that for the last 1 week, we all are standing and discussing so many things on how we should help solve this problem. And this lady comes and asks, what is the issue? So we tell her this is the issue, and we are trying to find a solution. She was looking at us like, okay, now the solution is very simple, she said. We are wondering what is the technology is this woman going to come up with? It's a very simple technology, she said. I said, okay. What she told is still like, I mean, I'm still not in a position to digest what she did, and practically it worked. She said, we just tie the zari sari, sari which has zari across the perimeter of the farm, and that's it. That takes care of the wild animals. And this is about 5 years. One of my other partners who has a farm halfway between a jungle and his house, no wild animal has ever entered his farm. All he does is he changes the sari every 3 months. So, I mean, win an hackathon, please go beyond certain things. Try to find out what solutions can really work and how really technology can also be put to better use. And we as IFIA will support anything which is good for the society, which can be scalable. And like what Dr. Karthik had mentioned about this, okay, info. And what Dr. Karthik had mentioned is the INV title, which is an inventor title which only we as a body can confer. And this INV title not only entitles you to the Albert Einstein visa, but now Korea has also opened up. So you guys can also have a chance to go to Korea and also to be part of the various invention programs and various support in terms of providing you access to activities that we do. Just to add to this, since there are a lot of students, come September, I think I'm also heading the BRICS inventions as part of IFIA for India. So as BRICS inventions, we are going to invite solutions to come forward, which can be showcased in the BRICS event that is going to be hosted in Brazil in September. So you all have a chance to showcase your solutions to the entire BRICS plus the extension of BRICS community, which is coming up. I think by any more things that you might need from my side, you can always shoot out a mail or go to ifiabharat.com. All my coordinates are available there, and I can answer all your queries. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Dr. Karthik.
Thank you, Anand. I know you have to rush, and I have two doctors waiting for me. I'll ask, first of all, Dr. Edith, you are dropped out by mistake, sir, so we were not able to add you. So I'm adding you on the spotlight now. So thank you again for joining. Over to you, sir, for your inspirational word, because I know patients are waiting. You have a surgery, please.
Thank you, Dr. Karthik, for inviting me and to be part of this Sricity hackathon project. We have a number of people whom I have met, and we are already working in collaboration. As Sadhguru mentioned and Dr. Umar Amber mentioned that the way forward is only collaboration. And here mainly I would just put forth my perspective on how healthcare can make a difference to society, especially what I have been working last few years on starting the world's first free heart valve bank. People may know about heart valve bank like the way we have blood banks. So similarly, so there's something called as heart valve bank, which are only 7 in the country. So according to Transplantation Act, Government of India, 1994, these organs or heart valves need to be given free of cost. Unfortunately, because of maintenance and all, they are being sent out at 40 to 6,000, something like that. So country like Canada also doesn't have a heart valve bank. Country like USA has it, each valve costing around 4 to 6 lakhs. So what exactly is the heart valve is, suppose if I die right now, I have got 24 hours to donate my heart, wherein they can take 2 to 3 valves out of the heart, depending on the type of the valve. So children nowadays are born with congenital heart diseases, especially post-COVID. What we have noticed is there is a rapid increase in the incidence of congenital heart disease. Reasons some are known, most of them are not known. Thanks to the technology which has taken a lead, wherein fetal echocardiography has come into picture, diagnosis can be done early. In fact, fetal interventions have started. There's a new innovation which has come up across the globe. Still, results are not very great, but definitely a step has been kept in fetal echocardiography. A day was there a few years back where no child should go to school with a heart disease. If you ask me, in India, we are the global leaders by 2013 in heart diseases, whether it is child or adult. That depends on our living habits, or our lifestyle. So many factors are there. Genetic factors, consanguineous marriages, a number of factors are there. Mother's nutrition and all these things. So if you look back to the current statistics published by All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, with every 100 children born, we have got around 1.4 to 1.6. That's close to around 2 children being born with heart diseases, which is going to increase by 5-fold in the next 5 years. That means with every 100 children born, you will have 10 children born with congenital heart disease. It's a huge number. Currently, it is 1,000. If you take 1,000 children There we have close to around 10 congenital heart diseases, which is going to increase by 5-fold. So that's a rising concern, wherein sometimes children have got only 3 chambers instead of 4 chambers in the heart, as we all know. Sometimes 2 chambers, and sometimes leaking valves. And these valves we can't replace with a mechanical valve, because the profile of a mechanical valve today available across the globe does not fit into a child's heart. And a growing child also, to fit in a mechanical valve is a challenge by itself, because it's like putting an engine in the heart. That's what I keep telling, wherein you need to oil it regularly. That's a tablet with blood thinners. And children, it's difficult to monitor the blood levels of these blood thinners, and it's a challenge by itself. It's like putting in one disease and removing another disease. It's like that. These heart valves can be preserved in a liquid nitrogen storage tank and can be distributed anywhere across the globe. There is a process of it, which I am working. So in that condition, we do have...
Okay, we do,
can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, video is gone. But anyway, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. So in that conditions, we are looking at wherein these valves can be transported at different places under specific guidelines. Of course, there are government rules, regulations to be followed, which we are planning to start at Madhusudan Institute of Medical Sciences, in collaboration with Indian Institute of Science. And how do we take it forward? That's where I'm working on it, towards it. So let's see how the plan unfolds in the coming years. Mostly this year, we are kept target this year only to start it. I request all to participate in this and take it forward. Thank you, Karthik, once again for inviting me.
Thank you, Dr. C.S. Hiremath. Wonderful, sir. And in fact, our presenting partner for this event is Dr. Hiremath's younger brother, Dr. Vishwanath Hiremath, as I said, who runs 9 healthcare institutions in Karnataka, 6 hospitals and 3 clinics. And we're really inspired by the mission of Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Science and Research and the Heart Valve Bank, which you call as KSRHB, Center for Academic Surgical Excellence and Research, where you're also building the groundwork for training future surgeons. We fondly and gratefully remember our partners who could not make it for this event. We do have Mversity. I'm saving the best for the last, so I will come to that. But also Yukon Capital from United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, we have Anish. Anish basically is a person who is also offered to all the IIIT Sricity incubated companies. He is looking at how we can look at bringing in more funding into the ecosystem. So Anish has not been able to join us. And we also have Yusuf, IIIM, the Robotic Cardiac Surgery Center, as I mentioned, and Dr. V. Hiremath Hospitals, and of course, last but never the least, Mversity. Another doctor here online who has just come out of the ICU, fresh out of operation, is Dr. Sanath. Dr. Sanath is incidentally, for all the BITS people, I must let you know that he's a BITS alumnus of the MBA program. He completed it with stellar record over and above his 10 years experience of performing intricate cardiac procedures. He's also a mentee of Dr. C.S. Hiremath and a very valuable member of the Indian Association of Cardiothoracic Surgeons. And he has studied abroad his master's in Russia, and he is also focusing on health system management, entrepreneurship. Most importantly, as I said, he works for the forefront of healthcare in UAE, which is the Dubai Health Authority. Dr. Sanath, we are so happy, sir, to have you on the call. I'm adding you to the spotlight. Thank you for joining from the ICU itself. And, I hope everything is okay with the patient. And over to you, sir. You're on mute, sir. Please unmute. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Inshallah, everything is okay. Just finished the case.
Okay.
So, hi, everyone. Yeah, it's an absolute honor to stand before you today, not just as a cardiac surgeon, but as a proud alumnus of the mighty BITS Pilani. Being a part of this institution was a transformative experience, exhaustive though, one that challenged me, shaped my perspective, and then expanded my horizons beyond the operating room, now in front of you. When I embarked on the journey at BITS, I was deep into the world of cardiac surgery, but what this institution gave me was something beyond surgical precision. It gave me a new lens to view healthcare. please.
I know you have a case going on, so please attend to it.
Yeah, I just finished the case. Yeah. So the MBA in HSSM, did not just teach me the finance strategy or operation. It taught me the power of, sorry, a call. You got a call from the theater. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. So it basically structured me a lot. The importance of leadership, the value of innovation in healthcare. There are so many things to learn from this this MBA. It makes you a well-rounded person. You know, the academic environment, the insightful discussions with faculty, especially with Dr. Karthik in person, because all other classes were online. The camaraderie with peers on a WhatsApp group from diverse backgrounds made the journey, I would say, unforgettable. It taught me that as healthcare professionals, we are not just caregivers, but also leaders, strategists, and also innovators who shape the future of medical systems. Today, as I stand here, I carry forward the BITS legacy in my work, whether it's pushing the frontiers of cardiac surgery, improving healthcare systems, or ensuring that quality care reaches those who need it the most, like the one which we which we operate every day, on whom we perform the surgeries. The lessons learned from you, sir, will continue to guide my decisions, whether in the operating room or in healthcare administration. So I know there are a lot of Bitsians, my fellow Bitsians. I say this: our journey does not end with graduation. It's a lifelong commitment, my friends, to excellence, to continuous learning, and also to make a meaningful impact. Let's continue to innovate, collaborate, and push boundaries, and uphold the values and spirits of BITS Pilani. And I thank the eminent leaders and the participants. Enjoyable hackathon. All the best.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sanath. And hearty congratulations. Dr. Sanath was recognized by the highest offices of the country, Government of India, with the Rashtriya Chikitsa Ratan Award for his pioneering contributions. Despite a hectic CTVS career, surgery, operating, every alternate day he does a night shift also. And sometimes I think also takes rest only in the hospital. He also won simultaneously the National Achievers Award, Atmanirbhar Award for Healthcare Excellence in New Delhi. I think these are all pivotal recognitions for the great work you're doing, and you have made your alma mater, BITS Pilani, very proud, I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We are very close to the session, which is the main session by our presenting partner and our sponsor, Mversity. Again, it's not that I'm taking time to do that, but I just want to also request, Naveen, who is waiting to leave. Basically, Naveen is, in Mangalore as we speak. Naveen, I'm going to spotlight you to give a kind of quick elevator pitch about yourself before I hand over to our two corporate partners from Mversity and Fluid. Naveen, over to you. Your video for some reason is not, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Naveen. Thank you.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are joining from. I just want to confirm if I'm audible.
You are very audible and looking very nice in that jerkin of triple I. I must get one soon.
You are a part of it. You are a pillar. So nice to hear everyone and the kind of effort which is going in and the hackathon, right? So wonderful. And in the healthcare, it's close to my heart. And, I would like to state that, when we talk about a hackathon, the terminology came from, that marathon, right? It's not the sprint, it is the long distance running. And for innovation, entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship, it is a long running stints. That is how the hackathons became popular. But for some reason, during these recent times, it's evolved and it has probably shrunk in times. So instead of a long running ones, it has become like sprints. So when we talk about hackathon, it's like short and quick. So that's the kind of spirit which comes in. And And taking this analogy, to its athletic meets where these names came from, I just want to bring out that, for innovation, there are 3 phases for innovation. That's the triple I. And presenting a model as wearing the hat of an international innovation coach, I just want to make it easier for your journey for your hackathon, right? So there is phase 1 is inspiration. The phase 2 is ideation, and phase 3 is the incubation. And typically in a hackathon, they kind of bring in all these 3 together and to be done even in a shorter period of time. So you need inspiration, right? The inspiration, the output or the phase of that, is having a worthy problem to solve. And the innovation journey should become meaningful by, solving a worthy problem. So you need to have a vision, the mission, and the values which can drive you, gives you that energy and enthusiasm to keep running, right? So the next phase usually gets missed. And in hackathons, it's been fostered, is the ideation. And a book of mine by name Found is for that purpose, where it's a process where no idea is a bad idea, but not all ideas have winning potential in it or business in it. So how do you pick and develop a winning idea is the whole purpose of that book. And that's the Found framework, where you come with many ideas and develop one and pick one, right? There's a process for that. And then you get into the next phase of incubating, and where incubation is building it, testing it, trying it out, and see if it makes sense and solving the problem, or is it worth pursuing, right? So then it has to live its own life, and the journey continues. So essentially presenting to you the triple I framework for your hackathon: inspiration, ideation, and incubation. So whatever time duration that you would have, go for it, and let it be inspiring. Your innovation should be inspiring to your own self, to others, and it should have its purpose. Actually, just want to athletic thing, right? Just imagine if there is a athletic run happening and there is a gunshot goes out, tuck, and then everybody starts running, and Usain Bolt is on the screens, and then he runs in the opposite direction. What would happen? It looked like a comedy show, right? But if he runs in the right direction, he makes world records. So what is important here is the direction, and then comes the velocity. And typically in hackathons, we just go after the velocity and forget the direction. So if you reach the destination, even, wherever you need to run fast, but if you reach the wrong place, it's not worth it, right? So directions come first, and then the velocity and the purpose. Find a nice purpose which is inspiring you and others, and it is meaningful, and society should benefit out of your innovation. Then I think both happiness and prosperity will come together, and your journey for innovation would be meaningful. So I wish you all the very best for a wonderful hackathon, and enjoy the process. And this is a platform. What it takes is this, not your idea. It takes an ecosystem to come and support, and that's where the name of the game is collaboration in today's innovation journeys. And a platform like this being created is just a wonderful opportunity for you all to utilize and make the best out of the ideas that you get and implement, and the journey is the reward. So enjoy it. So thank you so much, Karthik, for bringing me in, and connecting with so many young minds brimming with a lot of ideas and ready to run. So best wishes for their journey.
Thank you so much, Naveen, for those inspirational words. And always triple I, it's about ideation, innovation, incubation, which resonates with the theme of the hackathon. Now, I also, want to request Dr. Ivan Jose from MIT to say a few words before I hand it over to our corporate partners. Thank you again for coming to the hackathon and being with us. I'm sure we'll do more with MIT in the coming days, months, and years. Over to you. Can you unmute yourself?
Am I audible, Karthik?
You're very audible. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Special thanks for having me here, and I wish all the participants success in this endeavor. Having said and heard about so many things about hackathons and about ideations and innovations, I would like to touch upon something very niche, and this is something which is aspirational and a message to all of you all coming from why the poverty exists in the country and what do we do to nullify this poverty. And the simple answer is, if you can share with your fellow colleagues, with your fellow participants, or rather to share with the fellow, the nation, then probably you will see this poverty getting completely, deteriorated. And that's something what, most of the MNCs have shown us. And in fact, I was seeing the other day one of the posts which was there in the social media by Mercedes-Benz, where if you remember the high energy car impact body which they had designed long back and which had gone into a multi-level impact test was kept open in the market. And there were so many car makers which actually took this design and started replicating, which was not patented. And when the spokesperson was asked, why is it so that such a huge invention which is going to give you a multi-dollar $1 million, innovation strategy, that you would want to, not capitalize upon this. And a simple answer given was, we put life and we put safety before life. And I think this is the biggest, learning exercise for each one of us in this ecosystem. Young, budding, entrepreneurs who are coming in there, my message to you, while you are in the race, while you are in the innovation, it's important in the health sector to bring this concept of safety and ensure that while you are going to devise or bring about life-saving equipments or devices, it's important to see not just being your competitors on the other side, but also to see how well it's going to, it may benefit the bigger ecosystem. I come from MIT, Manipal, and as you all know, Manipal Mahe is a university by itself, number 4 in the country, pioneered in the first institution, both engineering as well as the medical in the domain. And we at Bengaluru is fairly new. We're just about 4 years old, and we're looking forward to have transformative technology and technological interventions in the area of autonomous vehicles, quantum computing, and AI in its application. So most welcome, and thank you very much for having me here. All the participants, I wish you all the very best and success. And thanks, Dr. Umar and the team, for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Evan, for that. And it's interesting that Mahe is co-located in academic city in BITS Pilani, just next to BITS Pilani, Dubai, as Dr. Chakradhar and I can see him nodding. So this is symbolic of the future collaboration and roadmap we have, Dr. Evan, with you. Under your leadership, we hope to do more with Manipal Institute of Technology and Mahe globally. Thank you once again for coming. And now to the best part, saving the best. It's like the dessert which comes at the end of the meal. But I'm little torn between option. I have a very enthusiastic CEO who's sitting quietly next to me here in IIT Madras, who is a product of IIT Madras himself, Shivam Gupta, who completed his master's, just begun his PhD, worked in Taiwan for around 7 years in the semiconductor industry. And now he is one of the youngest CEOs in the IIT Madras Research Park, heading a medtech company called Fluid, which is very relevant to the theme of the hackathon. And more importantly, he's also collaborating. He won a research grant purely based on the merit of the innovation of Fluid and the potential they have to disrupt the space of medtech and made in India. They got a grant from the Global Humanitarian Leader, Sri Madhusudan Sai, to further research. So Shivam, I would, before I hand over to University for the final and the concluding session, over to you, Shivam. You can take my seat here. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, thank you everyone for joining and giving this time to me. And thank you, Dr. Karthik. Dr. Karthik has been a personal mentor and like an elder brother to me, and he has also been a strategic advisor to Fluid. So thank you, Dr. Karthik. And along with it, I would like to thank Sri Sai Madhusudan Sai sir. He trusted for the new ecosystem which is coming up. Being a humanitarian, he has actually excelled in innovation, and his plans for innovation, which I have heard and personally interacted with him, is actually quite appealing. So it's good for the young people who are actually joining the hackathon that whatever you do in the hackathon will not go in the vain for sure. There are people who are ready to take it ahead, who are going to support you. And I think this ecosystem is something which was lacking when I was studying for sure. The hackathons which I did, and even in our company, we used to have hackathons once in every month or once in every 2 months. So this hackathon is fairly very different at the international level. So I'm glad that I can be a just small part of it. And about the fluid, what I can tell is we are working on medical devices. So our aim and what Dr. K.R. Balakrishnan, one of our founders, vision is very straightforward. We want to make India self-reliant from the Western world. We want to tap India's youth. We want to create technologies, and we want to make India self-reliant. Progressing to that, to all the hackathon participants, I would like to say that you should come with a zeal, not just to win the hackathon, but you should tap in the ecosystem that present to you today to make sure that you excel. And even if you win the hackathon or not, your idea, if you're confident of your idea, you can fine tune it, of course, with the mentors. You should take it ahead, tap in the ecosystem. Even we would be very happy to support you or even incubate you if your ideas are really very promising. So go ahead with it, and you will really find very good mentors in the forum which I see. You can reach out to Dr. Karthik. He can get you collaborate with few of the mentors. So I think that's all, and I wish you all the best for the hackathon which you guys are planning. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivam. Again, short and sweet, but I know there's a huge amount of work which is happening just behind me in the lab, and thank you for providing us the premise here at IIT Madras Research Park to do this event. So without much ado, now we go to the best part of our hackathon launch today. I think we have more than launched the hackathon. Last year we did a virtual ribbon cutting, but all the words of wisdom we have heard and all the inspirational messages from various people in corporate academia, from various institutes of eminence, has set a great precedent to this event, which I'm sure is going to transform this landscape of healthcare. So now I would request Ms. Duri Shabar, who is the Associate Director of Mversity, to kindly make the official corporate presentation for Mversity, which is an employability-led training certification recruitment platform, which blends theory and real-world experience and guarantees employment, especially in the growing medical fraternity of nurses, paramedics. Kudos to your founder, CEO Vivek Sinha, and CTO Manish and Kajal, who's been helping us from marketing. Over to you, and thank you for patiently waiting. I just wanted to give you undisturbed time and slot at the end to present to us about Mversity. All yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik. Pleasure and honor to be a part of this event when I get to meet and see, first of all, veterans across all the fields. Thank you, Dr. Uma, for such a warm welcome. And congratulations to all the organizers, first of all, and to all the students out there. Looking at a number of 190, that is exuberant, that is huge. So keep the energy flowing. Now, about Mversity. Mversity is a full stack employment platform wherein we would want to do. The vision is pretty similar, which all the leaders just mentioned over there on the window, which is providing and being the de facto supplier of, globally would want to just deploy the skilled workforce by providing students not only degrees, but skill-based degrees, which I think all of you just mentioned very clearly that there's a market gap. And what are we trying to do? We are trying to bridge that by providing skilled paramedics and nurses. So great to see that the vision is aligned. Everybody is on the same page, and how Mversity will be able to do that by not only providing degrees, but skill-based degrees via providing industry-based curriculum. Let's say our campuses have state-of-the-art infra wherein students learn via the simulations, VR simulations, and then they get to incorporate themselves in work integrated programs, wherein they get to meet and see really doctors having exuberant experience from different fields and getting the exposure of being at hospitals at a very early age. So yeah, that's about it. It's an amazing contribution and collaboration to see from everybody over here. I'm glad to be honored to be a part of this event. Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik, and to everybody. And congratulations again to all the participants. Only one thing, you'll be cut above the rest, not just by winning and losing, but just by getting the experience. So kudos to that. Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik, again.
Thank you. Thank you, University Management Team led by Vivek Sinha. And thank you for coming over, sponsoring this hackathon. We really appreciate the token, you have given towards, which will be taken towards the prize money, which is what all the excited participants, I'm sure, are looking forward to hearing. We did not have today, thank you once again, we did not have Dr. Yusuf and Mrs. Yusuf, Punita Yusuf. We also missed the presence of Anish, who is the investment partner for this event and who's also sponsoring, significantly to this whole event. Anish has been held up, but Anish has promised to come back with a dedicated session as an investment partner. Anish Madhav, who is basically running Yukon Capital in UAE, has mentioned that he will create a fund especially for these ideas to nurture, to see the light of the day in terms of incubation and entrepreneurship. So thank you, Anish, for that. Also, I thank our other knowledge partner, Healthcare Continuum, Manish Rastogi, who's the founder and CEO, which has over 350 of India and Asia Pacific's topmost healthcare leaders, only by invite, association and membership offered by Healthcare Continuum. We will have a session tomorrow also. This is a message to the participants where you will meet more exciting people. We have one of India's greatest, I would say arguably greatest musicians in the violin space, who is also a leadership coach. So it's a very rare combination to be a violinist and a leadership coach. Sunita Bullian is coming live tomorrow for her inspirational talk. We have a surprise announcement also from the United Nations Global Compact Network India, which is the official chapter of the Compact Network across countries, representing the UN in policy making. The Deputy Director of United Nations has shown special interest in partnering with this event and giving his address tomorrow. We will also have a few more such sessions where the students can be inspired by what this country and the continent and the world we live in is progressing towards in terms of healthcare medtech. So many of these sessions are going to happen tomorrow. We will publish on the WhatsApp community and keep it in your radar so that you can join and you can listen to some of these stalwarts, including also Manish Rastogi, the founder CEO of Healthcare Continuum. So with that, I think we have almost, I could say, very well launched the hackathon. Thanks to all our participants who have joined in live from various parts of India and UAE and rest of the world. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for continuing to participate in large numbers. Before we wind up, and I hope I've covered everybody in all of the rooms, whether it's BITS Pilani Dubai, IIC Bangalore, and happy to be corrected if I've not. But I would request Harish Vardhana. Harish, if you can let us know what happens next in the hackathon briefly so that students can be prepared. Thank you, Harish. Harish, are you there?
Yes, Karthik. Yeah. Yes, Karthik.
Over to you.
So we have already launched the problem statements initially, and right now the teams have already submitted round 1. So it's only a matter of enhancing their existing presentations. Previously, they had around 5 slides as prerequisites, and now we are adding like 3 more, which are more focused on the impact and more focused on the quality of the ideologies. So the next thing is we'll be sharing them guidelines in the WhatsApp community, as well as mentor them directly as well as indirectly. If some team needs some direct assistance or indirect assistance, they can reach out to us, and we'll be happy to reroute the request to the right kind of resource for them to benefit in the utmost time. And out of the last round will be completely on the demoable prototype. So the teams have to record their, either it can be applications, they can record their screens of the applications working, or if it's going to be a hardware prototype, they need to record the working. So this is how the finale is going to happen, and we'll be evaluating it accordingly.
Thank you, Harish. So we will look forward to the announcement of the results of the first shortlist from the 190 participants, which is going to happen tonight, I think, Harish, before 10 p.m. Is that right?
Yes, Karthik will be shared.
Okay, great. Thank you, Harish, for all your efforts. I know you're running a startup as well, so this time is premium. Thank you for contributing to the hackathon. I also want to mention that we have received a tremendous encouragement and support from the government of Karnataka's Bangalore Bioinnovation Center. The managing director and CEO, Dr. Mohammad Adil, who is incidentally also an IIT Madras PhD, conveyed his warm congratulatory message. He's in a personal exigency. He wanted to be here, and BBC comes under the Government of Karnataka ITBT department. We also have very special warm wishes from a very global personality, I should say, Dr. Sandeep Marwa, who is the chairman of Media and Entertainment Committee under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs. He also sits on 3 other national committees, and he is the chancellor of the AAFT University and the founder chairman of Marwa Studios, which has produced, some of the finest directors of top-rated Bollywood movies, including some of the mentionable names like Three Idiots and so many other great, directors, script writers. So Dr. Sandeep Marwa is actually in transit. He was supposed to join us today, but he's actually in Dubai, in United Arab Emirates, hosting another conference. But we will hear from Dr. Sandeep Marwa, hopefully in tomorrow's session. And with that, once again, I thank everybody, starting with our ISC Bangalore-based Bakshi Parthasarathy Hospital CEO, Dr. Uma Nambiar, all of the esteemed guests who are in the room with her there at IDR building in ISC Bangalore. Also, thanks once again, Colonel Uma Shankar and your team of professors, Professor Malikarjun, Professor Divya Brahman, and others who have tirelessly worked. We have moved on to the next hackathon. As we are doing this, they are launching an AI and cybersecurity hackathon today. And also all the doctors, Dr. C.S. Hireman, Dr. Vishnath Hireman, Dr. M.M. Yusuf, Dr. Sanath, and also special wishes we received from Dr. Obaid Al Jassim from Dubai Health Authority. And on the corporate side, we once again sincerely thank our corporate partners, Floyd, also to Mversity and M.M. Yusuf Idayam Robotic Cardiac Surgery Center, our knowledge partners who are IFI Bharat and also Healthcare Continuum. Last but not the least, the investment partner for this event, Yukon Capital, which is based in UAE and also in Delhi. So we thank them. And last but not the least, we also extend a very heartfelt thank to our presenting partner, Dr. Hiremat Global Enterprises and Dr. Hiremat Hospitals based in Karnataka. And we will be collectively grateful to the Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Science and Research and Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai for launching this event. Thank you all. That is the end of today evening's program. You can continue to follow updates on the WhatsApp community for the next steps and the shortlist. All the best to all the participants. Thank you so much. Harish, you can stop the live stream.